Hello and welcome. You're watching Global Lens. I'm Parikshit Luthra. Our top focus this evening. Commerce Minister Piyush Goyal is in the US for the first time since US imposed 50% tariffs on India, partly as a penalty for buying Russian oil. According to reports, trade talks between India and the US are happening at various levels. The ministerial delegation, which is expected to return later this week, has held multiple discussions on trade and non-trade barriers. Commerce Minister Piyush Goyal has said that India will buy more energy products from the US. That's not all. He met Indian origin executives, including World Bank President Ajay Banga, IBM CEO Arvind Krishna, and FedEx CEO Raj Subramaniam in New York. Goyal has also met Carlyle CEO Harvey Schwartz, Warburg Pincus Chairman Chip Kay, Blackstone Chairman Stephen Schwarzman as well. To take this discussion forward, we're now joined by Mukesh Aghi, the President and CEO of US-India Strategic Partnership Forum. Mr. Aghi, what's the current mood in Washington, D.C.? You've held meetings with Commerce Minister Piyush Goyal as well. Over the last 3 days, what's the mood? Are we closer to any kind of trade deal?
Well, the sentiment is that let's get back to business and explore understanding. While you have to understand, while the leadership, both from India side and also from the US side, is able to come to understanding on the nuts and bolts of the deal, it all depends when it's presented to the Prime Minister, to the President, if he accepts that. I think that's what the biggest factor is. While this has happened 3 times, deal has gone to the President and he has rejected it. We're hoping this time the environment is conducive geopolitically and from a terms and condition of the trade that it will get accepted.
Right. So you mean to say your sense is that, again, both sides have come to a consensus on the contours of the trade deal, but now it has to be approved by the President?
The work is in progress. I think they're discussing it. And the trend and the discussion points are moving in the positive direction. Have they concluded the deal? I would say no. But all indications are that they will have an understanding so they can move forward and report it back to the President and the Prime Minister in India.
Right. I just want to also understand from you, sir, that India today has made an offer. Commerce Minister Piyush Goyal, while speaking at the USISPF event, has said that US will be a key part of India's energy security going forward. So how has this message being seen in Washington, D.C. about India's outreach to buy more US energy, buy more US defense equipment?
Well, you have to understand, India imports 86% of its energy. And it has to buy that energy from whatever resources they can find in a cost-competitive manner. And if U.S. is willing to provide that energy to India, India has offered to buy that. I think by moving that direction, it takes away the pressure of you buying Russian oil, fueling the war in Russia. And so I think it's up to the U.S. to be able to sell that energy to India. India's put that offer on the table, and let's see how it goes from there.
Right. What would be your recommendation right now to both countries?
Well, our recommendation was let's bring the temperature down. And I think by President tweeting and wishing the Prime Minister responding, the environment is very conducive. And both sides would like to make a deal because you have a $200 billion trade happening. The objective is to take it to $500 billion. But more important is you have over 2,000 companies in India leveraging the back office, the global capability centers, and also dealing with the domestic market in India. So it is in the interest of the United States and also in the interest of India to conclude a deal so we can focus on other aspects of the partnership. You have to understand the relationship between India and the United States is not just about trade deal or just about H-1B. It's also about geopolitics. It's also about technology. It's about people to people. We have roughly around 6 million Indian Americans who are part of the economy and the society itself. So I think the relationship is much, much broader. Yes, you have challenges on the trade deal side, which should be come to a conclusion in the next couple of weeks.
Right. So is this current round of negotiations over? Is the Commerce Minister's delegation, which had come here, is the work over for the time being?
No, I think they are, while I'm talking to a meeting with the USTR team and trying to see how they can basically take out all the kinks which have been put together in the latest round itself. The sentiment is, let's find a solution. Let's find a win-win value proposition which benefits both countries. I believe having a 50% tariff on India is unjust, unwarranted, and we need to be able to bring this down to a level so at least some of the exporters from India, especially the garment exporter, the jewelry workers, which are basically dependent on jobs by exporting to the rest of the world itself, they don't get impacted. So there has to be and there is a sense of urgency to protect those jobs. That means you have to conclude the deal as soon as possible. And I believe what the indications are from the White House and also from the Mr. Goyal's team here, that things are moving in the right direction.
Is H-1B a part of the talks, Mr. Aghi? And do you believe that US will make some sort of concession on the 100,000 mandatory fee?
Well, H-1B is, yes, I think India has proposed to discuss that. But you have to understand H-1B is not a trade issue, not an economic issue. Yes, it's an issue between the two countries. But at the end of the day, the impact on India is very minimal. Basically, what you have is a country, which is the United States, trying to bring in quality people. And by imposing 100,000, if you look at, India does get 71% of those visas on an annual basis, but most of them are secured by the US companies. So I don't think it has much of an impact on the economic front for the both countries itself, because what we're going to see is the high-end jobs, their compensations will go up, and the low-end will get outsourced out of the country itself. But more important is you have around 700,000 H-1B visa holders in the United States. Their value will go up. Their compensation will go up because now everybody's going to try to grab them without paying $100,000 visa fee itself. So I think, to me, it is not a critical issue that has to be managed.
All right, Mr. Aghi, thank you so much for joining us on the program, giving us your view on the ongoing trade negotiations in the US. Let's move on and focus on the UNG.